Okay, welcome to module 3, product research. Okay, this is a part where a lot of people get confused. So, let's look at what the criteria is that usually makes a winning product and like it's worth testing and it's worth your time. So, if you genuinely follow this, you will increase the chances of you finding a winning product by a huge margin. This right here is number one. Solves a clear problem or pain point. South Africans do not buy things they need. I mean, they do not buy things they want, they buy things they need. We have a very low disposable income. So, what disposable income means, the amount of money we have left after taxes. We are not Americans where we have so much spare money to spend on just random things like a nice lamp or something like that. We Majority of people, they want to buy things where they're like, okay, I see how this is going to benefit me. So make sure that your product solves a pain point. All of my winners solve a clear pain point. So that's number one. Make sure this is don't sell a random pen or like, I don't know, some people be selling the most random things. Please make sure it solves a pain point. That is the number one and most important thing. Then another important factor is make sure I cannot find this at my local Checkers or my local Discam or something like that. Like, please, it can't be a what's another good example? Like, this product has to be unique. It can't be a trimmer, like a beard trimmer. A beard trimmer, I can go to Checkers Discount, I can buy me a beard trimmer. It has, unless if it's a beard trimmer and it has like some insane wow factor, or like it's a game changer that I've never seen before. Do not sell basic things that I can just find if I go to the mall. Because the reason why this is so important is South Africans, we feel safer buying, or I mean, in general, people just feel safer going to the actual store and seeing the product in their hands and saying, like, this 100% is coming home with me. I'm going to pay money and I will most definitely get this product. But with online stores, there's so many factors that kind of comes into the customer's head. Is like, oh, am I actually going to get this product? Or yeah, as I said, like, they're not sure if they're going to get this product. They don't know who you are, they don't know your brand, and they can just go to Checkers and they know that this is a certified actual real brand, a real business that's been here for years. So they're going to trust them more than your business. So why would they buy from you if they can just go down the road and buy the product anyways? So yeah, that's a really important factor. I've seen a lot of people make that mistake. And make sure that your product has some type of wow factor. So if your product has a wow factor, it makes it 100 times easier to market, because people will generally look at it and be like, wow, I've never seen this before. This is actually interesting. And it makes the video way more engaging as well to have a wow factor. So just make sure that it has some type of wow factor and people will be like, wow, I've never seen this before. Or wow, that's really cool. So make sure that you have that type of feeling towards your product, like, damn, I've never seen this before, this is actually really interesting. And then this is really important. Make sure that your product can actually be marked up about 3x. I would say the actually go for 3x. 2x is like when you're really pushing the bare minimum, but you want to go for 3x markup, because just this in general, having that rule of a 3x markup, that would normally leave you being profitable if you're going to continuously aim for the 3x markup. So what I mean by 3x markup is you going to figure out what is the cost of your product, including shipping, including everything. So your customs fee, your cost of goods. So say for instance I'm selling a box, like a say for instance I'm selling a bottle, right? A bottle for 100 rand, and then customs cost 30 rand, and then what other expenses would usually come with it. And then say for instance we're doing RMX as well, so essentially we're going to be working with 220 rand, right? So 220 rand is my cost of everything altogether, my cost of goods, shipping, everything. And then we're going to 3x it, so my selling point would be 660 rand. So obviously that's like a bad example because majority of people would not buy a bottle for 660 rand, but I'm going to explain that to you now, how important perceived value is. So red flags and things to avoid when you're doing your product selection is avoid big branded things. So there are some people that actually like kind of own a product already, and if this product, like everybody already knows this brand is aligned with this product. So I don't know how to like explain this well enough. So let me think of something that's like really branded and you can't really like sell it on your own. I think you guys kind of have the understanding of what I'm trying to say. Like some brands just own a product, so you can't come in and rip it. But I'm trying to find like a really this is a okay. I'm just gonna skip over it for now because I can't really think of like an exact idea that's coming to my mind of a good example of this. But if a product is really branded, you really, there's a very low chance that you can come into the market and just rip it. So that's why I don't recommend ripping other people's products, other people's stores, etc., etc. And now this is really juicy here. So let's try to understand perceived value. So if you had to look at these two things, right, you would assume that this bracelet, well, you would pay less for this bracelet than you would for this organizer. So this is like a like an organizer where you can squeeze it down and it just becomes one flat piece, and you can pull it back up, and you can organize your stuff like it's like a shelf. So in theory, you would pay less for this bracelet than you would pay for this. Like if over my standpoint, right, I would pay like 400 to 500 rand for something like this. And then for this bracelet, I would pay like around 100 rand, not more, or like 200 rand if you're pushing it. So you see how perceived values everything. But I looked online what the actual cost of these things is. This is 120 rand and this thing costs 90 grand. So that's kind of the idea you want to look for, is something that has a good perceived value. Like you, if you had to be a normal shopper, what would, if you didn't know the price of something, what is the most you would pay for it? And that's kind of how you understand what you can price your products at, if that makes sense. So jewelry is a really low perceived item unless you use like obviously rare materials like diamonds, etc. Then that kind of becomes more expensive. But I'm saying in general, like you can't really sell jewelry at a high price point if you're not using like rare materials to produce the product. So another thing that plays actually into perceived value that I've learned over the past year and a half of doing dropshipping is actually the sizing of the product. Like just because this product is bigger in a sense, right? Like a shelf is way bigger than a little armband jewelry piece. So essentially you have a higher perceived value of this just because of the sizing of it. Like that genuinely plays a factor into it. If you're selling something really small and something really big, you would just assume that the bigger thing is worth more, you know? So that's a really important factor, is your thing, does it have a high perceived value, and does it solve a big enough problem to the point where people will pay a huge amount for it? There we go. And another thing I always look at is how many competitors are there on the product. There's this one product, it's a red light thing that you put over your skin. This product is so saturated, and the SA market's not really that big of the amount of people that are willing to spend money online. Like, okay, we do have a pretty big market and it's a growing market as well, but you don't want like more than one competitor or two competitors on your product if you really want to make 6 or 7 figures with your product. So make sure that there's not too many competitors, and you can do this research by going to Facebook ads library, and you will be able to look through there if you have any competitors. And now another good thing is, if you want to have a winning product that is going to last and is going to keep making you money all year around, you need a evergreen, a evergreen product. So, and if you're gonna have a seasonal product, this is gonna like hurt you in the long term. So you say, for instance, your product is something to do with Christmas, like I don't know, Christmas lights. Say, for instance, you're selling something like that. That's not. I'm not saying that's a good product, but you're selling Christmas lights. You are only gonna make money that little period before Christmas, and that's it. Then when January comes around, you're not gonna be making like any cash with that product. So you want to make sure that your product can be sold all year round, even if you're selling like a fan would only have crazy sales in summer, then winter it's going to die down. So you need something like, say for instance, this shelf, this organizer. This is an evergreen product. This can be sold all year round because no matter what the time is of the year, people need to organize their clothing. So I'm pretty sure you guys understand what evergreen is and what non-evergreen is. So non-evergreen is when it can't be sold all year round. Okay. Now, where to find your products? So, me personally, I haven't used TikTok yet, but I do know people that's made multiple six figures and they use TikTok. So, what you would do is, it's actually not put up here on this board, but I'm going to give you guys some free source. So, what they call it, it's called a burner TikTok account. You're going to take a completely new Gmail, make a completely new TikTok account, and you're going to search TikTok made me buy and only engage with videos that are trying to sell you a product or like it looks very dropshipping like, of where they're like showing a product and it'll be like POV, I just bought this, da 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 da, and only engage with dropshipping products for like 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, like it, comment, follow. And then when you go onto your For You page, it's only going to show you dropshipping products. And that's how you're going to get a TikTok account where you literally just are able to see dropshipping products. Now, how do you know if this product actually has demand and it's like worthy of testing? Is you kind of look at the comments. If the comments are continuously saying like, oh, where can I buy this? Where can I get this? Where can I buy this? Da 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 da. Then you know that it is most likely a good product to actually test. Because if there's demand, obviously that means people want it. Then it's worthy to test it with paid ads. And yeah, as I said, you can use the keyword TikTok maybe buy it. You can use even just search drop shipping products and you'll see a few videos will come up about, or like videos that are displaying drop shipping products and people trying to sell you it, and engage with those videos. It's the same like if you someone that really likes cars, if you wanted your For You page to only show you cars, you would search up like BMW, Mercedes, and engage with those videos, and you would see your For You page becomes full of car videos. That's the same idea with dropshipping products. You can do the same thing. And now, Facebook and Instagram ads. So you got for this, you're actually going to be using. Well, actually, no. What I'm saying actually here is, you can look on Facebook and Instagram for competitors or like people that's selling within South Africa. So what you would do is, I'm trying to think of how exactly did I go around doing this. I can't remember how I started it, but sometimes you'll have like, you know, when you're scrolling through your stories on Instagram, or even when you're scrolling on the Facebook feed, then you would see like ads of something that's local. You want to like watch the entire video, or I'm not sure if you can like the story, but try and engage with it. Always try to engage with it, the stories, and you'll see like slowly but surely you will just get pushed these ads all the time, and you will see people that are literally pumping out crazy ads for a certain product. And if you're seeing like different variation of ads on the same product, they're most likely scaling it and it's a winner. So yeah, but another thing I want to remind you guys is, try not to rip someone else's content. Try not to do that, or not rip other people's content. Try not to rip someone else's product, because the majority of the times you're probably not going to make the same amount of cash as that person who was the first one to bring it to the country. So if you really want to make 6 or 7 figures, try to be the first one to bring it to South Africa. And then meta ads library. So yeah, meta ads library, what you're literally gonna search is you're gonna go on Chrome and you're gonna put in meta ads library, and it's gonna take you to the website, obviously, and you're gonna select South Africa. Then you're gonna put in keywords, and you're gonna try to put in keywords like free shipping. You're gonna put in 50% off, and the way you know if this person is actually scaling the product is when they have multiple ads active at the same time. And if they have ads that's been running for a long time as well, that's a really, really good sign. So that means that that video ad is a winning ad creative. So yeah, that means that essentially they're just printing and they're making good money with the product. And if there's only like one competitor, you actually have that opportunity to just, how can I say, you have that opportunity to be his competitor and probably wreck him if you move fast enough and you work harder than him. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about product research, and we're gonna move on to the next module. So yeah.